I'm Phil Svitek, 360 Creative Coach, and this episode aims to answer the question of, have you ever wanted to be like one of the sharks on Shark Tank? Meaning that you are able to invest in a startup. Well, the answer is that you can, right? And so I'm going to introduce two platforms to you in this episode that allow you to do so. There's Companisto and there's StartEngine. And I've linked to both in the description to make it easier for you. But essentially, they are like crowd funds for startups. And much like in Shark Tank, right, there's the various pitches, there's the material and so forth, and you can see, what the equity is, how much you can put in, and all that stuff, right? So it is actual investing. And investing in startups. And the nice part is you can put your money where your mouth is, sort of thing, and invest in things that you think would better the world or that you want to see, whatever else, right? Both these platforms have many, many things you can invest in. Now, yes, there are other platforms out there available as well. These are the two that I know of and that I find to be the most reputable. Companisto has been around for a number of years now. In fact, when I first was like, hey, I would love to invest like a Shark Tank, like within the Shark Tank, this one was the one that came up, and then StartEngine is a little bit more newer, but is gaining a lot of traction. And yeah, so these are the platforms. Now, again, there's other ones, so far be it from me to stop you from exploring those. But I will say, whether you use these platforms or other platforms, it is investing. And investing is complicated to begin with. Certainly, this is not like a 401k. This is not an index fund. This is, in a lot of ways, very risky investment. And for that reason, the guys on Shark Tank really have a background in this, right? And so while it can be exciting of like high risk, high reward, I actually don't believe in it. And most true investors will tell you, no, low risk, high reward. And so all that to say, regardless of these two platforms or whatever platform you would like to consider, just know that it is a risk and that you should do your due diligence, okay? And not just, spend money willy-nilly. But it is, what I do appreciate about it is it allows everyday people to actually be like the people on Shark Tank and actually invest in things and get a return on investment. Now, as far as resources out there to learn more about investing in finances, number one, I would recommend to you Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. That was a phenomenal book that really helped me understand the financial systems, certainly in America. Then there are resources like Broke Millennial. She has a series of books that I appreciate. And then just like, before you even any of this, you got to also know like how to actually manage your finances. And that's where, for me, the Financially Fit Foundation comes in. I became a board member very recently as part of it, and it is a free platform that does workshops and that has resources on financiallyfitfoundation.org. There's a book called Save Yourself, which SAVE is an acronym for Spend in Alignment with Your Values, Not Your Ego. So I would highly encourage you to check that out, because before you jump into these platforms, you need the foundation first to be able to even consider this and be able to properly assess the risk of, can you afford this or not? Without that foundation, you don't know that. And so that's why I recommend these resources. And again, I'm particularly biased towards Financially Fit Foundation because A, I'm a board member but I'm a board member because I took the workshops and it altered my life exponentially for the better, right? And I've seen it do the same for other people as well. So that's why I can speak from personal experience about that and why I encourage you to check that out. And then once you have that foundation, then yes, I think you can start to get involved in this stuff of startup investing, right? So I know that seems like a tangential aspect of what this episode was really about, which is these two platforms to do startup investing like a Shark Tank investor. But I just want to make it very clear in that sense that there is risk involved, especially with startups, right? And so I think it levels the playing field by having platforms like this. But first, each of us must do the homework to educate ourselves. If you have any questions or thoughts of your own, please comment down below or hit me up on social media at VelsVTech. I would love to converse with you. And thank you for taking the time to tune in. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time.